What up, y'all? Here's a few things I didn't get to say on Sunday, but I had to say it today. Sunday, we talked about altars. And altars are not just about sacrifice, they're about strategy. See, when you look at Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Elijah, and others, every altar built was not only a place of worship, but also a place of remembrance, revelation, and release. See, number one, an altar marks a moment. Every altar is a marker of when God spoke and where he provided, or how he revealed something new. It was like saying, God, this is a moment that will not be forgotten by my children and their children, and they will know what God did here. Number two, an altar is a meeting place. It's not just where man sacrifices, it's where heaven meets earth, because altars are portals, places of access where God's presence descends on man's faith. And altar number three is a mirror of priorities. Yeah, what you put on the altar reveals what matters most to you. If you won't put it on the altar, you may already have your worship. Number four, an altar always brings alignment. See, building an altar forces you to stop, posture yourself, and acknowledge that God is first. It's not just about giving up something. It's also about aligning your life back up with heaven's order. Number five, altars are transitions into your future. In Genesis 12, Abraham built an altar on a promise. In Genesis 22, he built an altar under pressure. You see, every altar was not the end, but the beginning of another chapter with God. And the altar is the pivot point where good becomes great and where faith becomes future and where your worship becomes a witness. Remember, every altar you build is an invitation for God to alter you. And when you create space for him, he creates shifts for you. I believe that the altar that you build in this season is creating a shift for you into the next season. And those are just a few things that I didn't say on Sunday, but I had to say them today.
He said, put the wood. He reached down his hand, took the knife to slay his son. And then the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. He calls his name twice. He says, here I am. He replied, here I am. I am. Remember week one, we told you anytime you say I am, that's God showing up. Abraham said I am, but God said, because you called me, here I am. Here it is, he says, Abraham, he said, the angel of the Lord called upon him, Abraham, here I am, he replied, here I am, he replied. And if he wasn't in a place of worship, he would have been so focused on what God said that he would have missed what God was saying. Sometimes we can be following an old instruction. Because if we don't live on the altar, you can't be open to when God not change his mind, but when he reveals the rest of what he was thinking. Did you hear what I just said? God told him to go up to the mountain and sacrifice his son. Then God told him, don't do it. He wasn't changing his mind. He just hadn't revealed everything he was thinking. Because if you're in a place of worship, not only can you hear what God said, you can be open to what he's saying. So when he calls your name and tells you to hold your hand, because he's about to do it another way, I need you to get with another worshiper and grab their hand and say, God's about to do it another way. Lift up their hand, say, God, while we're on the altar, God's about to do it another way. He's about to do it in another way, a way that we haven't expected. But I need to know, can you worship with me?